Hello everyone, I am Navinia Fate. In this video, I will be reacting to Frieren Beyond Journey's End, Episode 11, Winter in the Northern Lands. As the last episode ended with Frieren taking out Aura, one of the 7 stages of destruction, I'm guessing this episode will be a bit calmer, focusing on their journey, and of course providing some more glimpses into the past. To keep up with my anime releases, please subscribe, and if you enjoy the video, give it a like. Both greatly help as a small channel to have YouTube share my content to more people. With that, let's get started. Looks like we're starting off with a flashback right away. Or maybe, oh no, this is Aura's defeat. I guess the time of day changed, like it's probably morning now. Huh. Curious, is she praying for the demon? Or maybe the victims? Yeah, I guess probably the victim, because I guess those puppets maybe were once people? Though it doesn't look like there's bodies in them. Although maybe they just don't want to show bodies. Yeah, I guess that must have been the soldiers of the city. I guess. Oh, okay. First I wasn't sure maybe those pendants were part of the spell aura used, but I guess they're all like keepsakes that the soldiers had. So I guess Aura, oh yeah, she's called the Guillotine, so I guess that makes sense. She takes their heads off. I never thought of it before, but that actually makes a lot of sense, like her name then. I'm curious about healing magic in this series, or I guess more this world, like how that works. If it's even a thing, which I'm guessing it is since they had a priest in the hero party. Because I would think that would be the purpose of a priest. Huh. Here's what's... I wonder if that's another fake book? Okay, that answered that pretty quickly. And it still probably has useful information on it if you just want to study magic. It is actually something kind of interesting, like how she actually views humans in that aspect. Like how people would have different feelings towards someone who's a child versus like an adult versus like someone who's like a senior citizen. That was good timing. I didn't get what was going on at first, but that's kind of funny, having them transported like that. I didn't realize that they were already in the northern lands. I haven't been good at keeping up with where they've been saying location-wise. I was kind of curious if the sword was going to get passed on, although I don't know who it would since Stark uses an axe. So there is some form of healing magic, it looks like. I wonder if this is stuff that's sort of like just being sped through from the source material, or if it was like this originally too. I mean, the eye that Fern was giving Stark was perfect there. It is nice seeing these like ordinary moments though. Although this part's potentially gonna have to be edited more severely with that song in the background. So it looks like they are going on their journey again. You'd think with the defeat of the Demon King that there would be more like demon hunting and stuff that happened like in that area, like people like clearing out the remainder and such. Oh, it seems odd that she wouldn't know that. Oh, I mean, I guess she spends so much time traveling alone, she might not. No, but you'd think if Fern had a certificate, she would have known about it. Oh, so I guess maybe she did have one in the past. I'm surprised if it was important that it didn't come up previously. Like even Fern just mentioning it or something. I guess that's gonna be the next big location they head to. I'm curious if we'll see like more of the journey, or is it gonna like cut to there like maybe next episode or something. It's hard to predict what they're gonna do in this anime. Because when I started, I never thought it would be this sort of adventure, but I'm glad it is. I like the characters that it's introduced so far. Oh, that seems a little odd. I'm surprised that Frieren doesn't have magic to help with the, like, even if not something to control the weather, but something to at least make it easier to see. It's still 28 years, and they're in the, I think it said the Trek region. And of course, they're in the northern lands. I mean, he does have the axe in addition to probably being fairly muscular. It is actually brings up some that's a bit interesting. That I wonder if it's going to play into the series or not. If some of the information that Frieren had from her original journey is going to be like dramatically different to the point that maybe they get into some sort of trouble because of it. That's something weird to run into at random. Probably even weirder to have that happen in the middle of nowhere. Oh, I didn't even realize, but he had ears like that too. For some reason I was thinking his pants were more like fur and that he was some sort of like satyr or something.
使いと会えたのは幸運だった。女神様の導きだな。渋谷さんだが、この吹雪で火種を凍える小屋の中、スクワットで命をつないでいた。
I don't think I've ever heard that sort of phrase before.
文句のクラフトだ。
魔法使いフリーレン。同じく魔法
So I wonder what monks are in this series, since sometimes they're like, well, a lot of times they're martial artists, sometimes a bit more spiritual, sometimes more. Oh, you mentioned pious, so I guess probably is on the religious side. Well, I'm curious if he is like a martial artist type. I think there with the thumbs up. It's kind of unexpected. Definitely a weird way to wake up.
スタルク様。
いや、そういう意味じゃなくて。よく鍛え上げられたいい。あんた、どうだろう。おっさん、名前は
I wonder if, I guess similar to how Frieren's been spending her time studying magic, there probably are elves who've been training like physically that probably are among the strongest. Actually surprised it's not buried more in that blizzard that was going on. Oh yeah, he looks like a Kiter, I think, from remembering how to pronounce his name. So maybe he was a monk and not a priest? Or maybe it's based on like region or something. I might be misremembering his outfit a bit too. Might just be a little similar. Aw. Or Fern. Don't get why she was so cold when everyone else seemed comfortable though. Or maybe Frieren took her blanket. I didn't get a good look at it. I'm curious how much time is passing here. If it's just a few days like it shows, or is it gonna be like maybe like a month or more? 6 months. I guess that must be a religious symbol of some sort. Okay, I guess there is a difference between monks and priests then. So there was evidence of the goddess of creation before then. I guess not if they're saying it that way. Oh. Sort of a weird interpretation of religion. And I think stuff like that depends on the person, like if you actually care about it or not. Oh wow.
正直です。私も孤児でしたから。
Oh. I wouldn't have expected that. I mean, I guess it sort of makes sense with him taking care of Fern and now this.
フリーレン、褒めてくれる人はいますか？
どうしたのさ。
あなたは目がしていないようなので。
Well, someone to praise you seems like a bit of an odd thing, like Like, I mean, I get seeking praise, but not, like, really. I don't think I've ever really heard it said that way, at least.
それは血の滲むような努力、人生をかけたような美をしていると思っているんですか？そのためにもなります。
なんで
私の子供は魔法使いになるかもしれま
Oh,
せんよ。
wow. I mean, I know this is all written, so it works out that way, but
死んでしょ
still interesting.
女神様に仕える連中は変なやつが多いんだろう。もう別のやつに褒めてもらったから。
いい友人を持ったな、フリーレン。
いや、
I'm curious if that's a common thing with the gods of creation, though, to worship her so that they get praised in the afterlife.
天国にいるよ。
Unless it's just something that the elf guy does. Fortunately, I can't remember his name.
俺はこっちだ、フリーレン。根性の若何百年後かにまたな。
I wonder if he'll show up again in the series or not. Because, I mean, a few centuries probably, at least this season, probably isn't going to be part of, but he seems like too important to just, like, introduce him and then have him not reappear. Although it could be, like, maybe season 2 or 3 or somewhere down the road. Well, looks like that does it for this episode. It was a pretty good one about what I expected. More about the journey and stuff. Although I wasn't expecting them to spend so much time, like, stuck in a snowstorm. And I guess it makes sense that it might be too dangerous to travel in certain areas, but I mean, if that was the case, you'd think they would have stayed in one of the other areas for however long until the winter ended. But I mean, either way, it's interesting to see another elf since he's the first one we've seen outside of Frieren. I'm curious if we'll see more of them or not. Because I mean, he said something about in seeing her again in a few centuries, but I think there's a good chance he'll show up before, like, Fern and Stark are gone. Although, I mean, you never know with this series. I mean, either way, I'm looking forward to seeing the next destination that they get to, or maybe even just more traveling if that's what the next episode is. That'll do it for this episode, and I'll see you next time. Bye.